one joke that might not be like, uh, what would you call it, an iconic bit? What was a strong bit for a time? Was the superhead joke. The the girl that still to this day, the greatest blowjob I've ever seen on camera was by this girl, Corinne Steffens. I mean, she should just tour the country and do BJ 101. It was that good on tape. This is how that joke came about when I did the whole superhead. She spit on it and then she did like a grind the pepper. And I was like, and if it's small, you just adjust the telescope, you know? I said she was sucking it like she was grinding pepper. And they go, and ladies, if your man's thing is small, adjust the telescope. Adjust the telescope. So that show came out was so random. I had never heard of this girl, Corinne Steffens. I didn't know who she was. I never heard the term superhead. So I'm in Tampa, and my boy Ricky Pride, he had a little gathering at his house, and I drove from Cincinnati to Tampa for this to do the Tampa Improv, which is now the Tampa Funny Bone at the time. And we went straight to Ricky's house when we got to Tampa, and he had a little, I don't want to say party. It was just like 20 people over, hung out. And I remember Ricky put me in a room and goes, "You got to see this shit." And he had like this big 100-inch TV, surround sound. It was like a studio in his house because he DJs. And he put that on. And I'm watching this girl give the most amazing blowjob I've ever seen in my life on this Mr. Honey versus Mr. Marcus is what it was called. And, he was like, yeah, Mr. Marcus was like, yeah, I got this chick, man. She's new. I can't remember her name. And then she just yells out, "It's Honey, motherfucker." He goes, "Yeah, Honey." And Mr. Marcus was a porno legend. And he couldn't make it. He couldn't make it like a minute and a half with her because she was that good at what she did. Every woman should watch Honey versus Mr. Marcus if you want to learn how to satisfy your dude properly. He's got this shit in surround sound, though. So I'm sitting here hearing every noise she's making, every spit, gurgle. I don't want to imitate it because I don't want to disgust people, but it was intense. I just walked out there. I go, what? I remember I walked out of his like little DJ room that he's got the big TVs and surround sound. I go, what the fuck was that? And what's it called? I started talking about that video that weekend. I said, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I just saw it, and I just kept. Some people saw it. Some people saw it. Some people had seen it, but they couldn't admit they saw it because it was with their girl, But that whole trip was interesting because my cousin, shouts out to my cousin Jerry. Jerry goes, "Hey, man," he was getting a divorce at the time. This is like 18, 19 years ago. I had already got my flight to Tampa. So I was flying from Cincinnati to Tampa. And he goes, "Yo, can I go to Tampa with you?" He goes, "I just got to get out of town." And da-da-da. I said, "I got my flight." He goes, I'll drive. I was like, all right. I said, "But bro, Jerry's great, but he's a little irresponsible." So I said, "You got to be at my house by 7. I was like, because if not, I'm going to the airport and catching my flight. He goes, all right. 7 comes. Jerry's nowhere to be found. I think it was earlier than 7. No, I was earlier because we beat morning rush hour. It was 6. Jerry's nowhere to be found. So I'm loading up my car. I'm getting ready to pull up my driveway. Here comes Jerry in this Chrysler 300. Dark blue Chrysler 300. I'll never forget it. He's speeding down my road. I'm literally closing my trunk. And I was like, shoot. He goes, "I told you, man, I'll make it." It's probably 6:05. I unload my bag, put it in the trunk of his car. Jerry goes, "You mind driving the first leg?" Because his birthday was the night before, and he had partied all night. I get in this dude's car. It smelled like weed, liquor, sweat. I go, "What were you doing?" And then he got the nerve to put air fresheners in it, which made it worse. It didn't dilute the smell. It actually enhanced it. So we drive from Cincinnati to Tampa. And I just remember he slept. We got just into Tennessee, and I stopped. We stopped at a Wendy's to get something to eat. I wake him up. He gets up. I'm in the drive-thru. He goes, just give me some chili. So I got him some chili. He woke up. He drank the chili like soup or like coffee. I was like, it was so disgusting because it was so hot. You could see the steam coming out of the side of the chili, and he's doing. He's sucking it down and blowing out at the same time. It was the nastiest way I've ever seen a person eat chili in my life. So then he goes back to sleep. We are 40 minutes outside of Atlanta, about 40 minutes outside of Atlanta. He finally wakes up. He's like, where we at, man? I said, we're almost in Atlanta. I said, you about ready to drive? He's, all right, yeah, that's good. Keep in mind, Atlanta's 8 hours from Cincinnati. So I've been going for 8. All of a sudden, I pull over. He gets in the car. That's when we saw the sign that said Atlanta 40 miles. He goes, hey, man, you said we were almost there. I go, bro, we're driving like 1,000. So we're driving almost 1,000 miles. So 40 miles, you're pretty close when you're dealing with a 1,000-mile trip. In fact, let me see. How far is Cincinnati to Tampa? 916 miles. So you're dealing with 900 miles. And 40 miles outside Atlanta, he acted like I was so far off. So then Jerry starts driving. He's driving like we're on the run. The whole time he's driving, he's doing like 100. And he's got his head on a swivel the whole time. He's always looking for cops. You know what I mean? I was like, what are you doing? But I tell you what, that motherfucker was hauling ass. We got to Tampa so fast with him driving. I was chugging along at 75. Dude, I rarely saw that car go below 100 miles an hour. We got to Atlanta to Tampa so fast. And I just remember at one point, he lit up a joint. So the Chrysler 300, he had the ceiling of the car. It was like, the cloth. He had cut a slit in the front where the windshield goes, and then the inside top part meets at the ceiling. He had cut a slit in there and put like his weed in there, and he pulled a baggie of weed out. He was like, shoo. And he just already had one rolled. Then he was like, just got the window down. I go, what is going on right now? Well, there's where the weed smell came from in the car. And so we ended up getting to Tampa that night. So if we did 70 miles. Yeah, we got there at night. So we left at 6 a.m. And so let's do the math here. If we would have went 70 miles an hour, which is probably our average because you stop for gas, stop and get something to eat, take a piss. So let me see. At 70 miles an hour, let me see. 700 miles would be 10 hours. So 770 would be 11. 840 would be 12. 910 would be 13. That makes sense. Leave at 6 a.m. We got to Ricky's at night, 9 or 10 at night when we got there. So that makes sense. So my memory is correct with that one. So, and then we got there and Ricky goes, you got to watch this. So that's how the superhead joke came about. And that's how my cousin Jerry was, he got us there pretty fast.